Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon.
And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Rams offense ready to begin quarter number 3. And right out of the gate, they face what you think could be a pretty important drive.
I would say so. You know, they're down 2 scores. That's not the end of the world. It wasn't the strongest of first halves, but for them to start clawing back, they've got to start putting a little pressure on that defense, start cutting into this deficit. You can't have 3 and outs and expect to get that done.
The credit Chris Barnes rushing in there and hitting him for a loss.
You've got to figure the further they fall behind, the more you think that they'll get away from the run. They're trying to stick with it, but the results, they just aren't there.
To throw on second down is Stafford. He'll get this one to Kupp, complete. And able to get this across the 20 before going out of bounds. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. 3rd and 7 now.
It's a game of matchups, and that's why you take your receivers and move them around a bunch, especially your best guys. And when they work out of the slot, you often hear the coaches talk about how great it is because it gives you a two-way go. You can break out or you can break in. That makes it hard to defend.
He gets this into the hands of Kupp once again. And he'll be out of bounds right at the 40. 16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Now 2nd and 3. Out of the gun, a give to Evans. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 63 yards on the ground for him now on 9 carries.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Now a first down throw. Stafford. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And incomplete on the deep ball.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
40 got! 40 got!
Back to throw. Stafford. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
Picked off by Garrett Williams. And the Cards are going to take possession here at their own 33.
And that has to be a little bit discouraging because after all their halftime talk, adjustments, and points of emphasis, their first drive ends with an interception. Absolutely aggravating if you're a head coach because you spent all that time, gone through every situation possible, and it still ends in a turnover.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
Tight end has become a bigger and bigger part of the passing game in the NFL, but if you drop the football, that position can get swapped out with a wide receiver in that spot, a running back in that spot. There are other ways they can go if you're not going to catch the ball.
And that's not just his first drop, his 2nd drop of the game. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first two throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play here on third down to get their momentum going again.
Shotgun now for Murray.
Able to find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have a Cardinals first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a two-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point.
Well, he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Cardinals. Zach Pascal, his fourth touchdown on the year. And the Cardinals are able to add on to that lead.
I think if you polled defensive backs, they would say the corner route, take that out, make it illegal, because that is so hard to recognize and so hard to adjust, because your first move is to not get beat in the middle of the field, and that's how they move you first before they break off to the corner.
But then as the wide receiver, great job. It's tough to turn those upfield and go, but he did a great job with it there.
Really good balance, really good body control, and how about the end result? A touchdown.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19. Now the LA offense ready for this next possession. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
On second down, here's Stafford. Going up top for Kupp. And he drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here.
That's some good closing speed there defensively, because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on third down. A shotgun snap for Stafford. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down. Here comes the Rams punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. They'll score that a 36-yard punt.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
Arizona getting ready to go as they take the field.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out. Looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Swim. Move. Yeah.
Here's Murray. His throw incomplete.
Normally, he's pretty reliable. Usually catches what's thrown to him. On that play, he simply dropped it.
Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Murray going to throw. That is caught. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Give him 30 yards there.
But that last throw, Charles, puts him over 15,000 yards passing now for his career.
And Brandon, they're not going to stop the game and give him the game ball here, but that's still a pretty impressive number, and he's got plenty of more good football ahead of him. Although I would say the team should give him a game ball after it's all over.
He was brought down by Troy Reeder.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter
But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
That one goes for 24 yards.
Press coverage on the outside, and for defenders, that's the ultimate risk reward. If you take the risk, can you reward yourself by keeping them on the line of scrimmage? But no, not on that one. Got to step on them. Now it's just a matter of laying the ball out there.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Cardinals. Zach Pascal with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Cardinals are an extra point away from going up by 30. Prater for the extra point, and the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Rams offense now making their way out to take over. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
21.
Back to the air. Stafford on second down. Pressure comes, and the Cardinals bring him down. It's the former Michigan man, Chase Winovich, who gets in there to bring him down.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. Going up top for Kupp. Oh, had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Here comes the Rams punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And now a fair catch called for and taken just outside the 40-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and out will come the offense as they take over. Murray and the Cardinals with a 1st and 10 at their own 43. They'll try and start this drive in the air. Over the middle, complete. That's Moore. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Murray now. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. Touchdown, Cardinals. Rondale Moore. His first touchdown on the year. And the Cards get another third quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point good by Prater. And the lead grows even larger here in the third quarter. And after the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. L.A. readies for its next possession. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down. So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage. Play action. Stafford sliding out of the pocket. He's got his target. That's complete.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. A big 30-yard play on third. Now Stafford.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got second and third down to fall back on.
On second down, a run with Evans. And some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38.
16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play, so we will switch ends as the third quarter. Back now in Los Angeles. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. On first and 10, Stafford.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's second down.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
On the screen, this is Evans.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. The Rams, they are on the move. They've got another first down.
Well, I mean, look, obviously there's no 20 or 30-point play in that playbook, but they can try to end things here on a positive note despite trailing big, and that looks like what they're trying to do here by pushing the ball downfield.
Well, let me go with the heavy cliche then, partner. Just control what you can control right now, and all they can control here is how their final plays develop.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Now a second and 10.
Here's Stafford. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one,
McVay unhappy on the sidelines visibly. He's made the decision to reach for the red flag. And we'll get a moment here as they look this one over.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field stands.
So the decision to challenge does not pan out, and that's also going to cost him a timeout.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10. Stafford looks to throw again. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked up by Kaiser White.
And the Cardinals are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Well, they've got the huge lead now. They have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. They stay on the ground. Here's Connor again. Gets by him at the 25. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. The offense on third down, they're right at about the league average, 40%, 4 for 10. This is 3rd and 4. Over the middle here to Brown. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely, maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. Here comes the Cardinals punter now as he's on to kick it away. This is taken at the 23. It'll go as a 42, make it a 43-yard punt. 6 on the return. And the Rams will go on offense here with a 1st and 10.
Stafford and the Rams come up 1st and 10.
Just shy of the 30.
He'll look to Williams to begin things.
And that one blown up quickly as
he's going to be stopped before he can even get started. That's going to go as a loss of 4, and it'll be 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Here's Stafford. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front. But we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call. Stafford on 1st down. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That's coverage you'd expect to see in a tie game late. Not in a lopsided game like this. They are not letting up.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down. That'll be caught by Kupp. And they get to him after a gain of 6 to the 46. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And they're going to have another 1st down as the tackle's made here at the Cardinals' 37. A sizable 16-yard chunk there. The drive continues. Again, it's Stafford. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
I'll tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
And once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. To throw is Stafford. He'll take a shot for the end zone. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Too many zeros on the stat sheet thus far. No touchdown passes, no points for his team, but he remains undaunted. Still attempting to get his team on the scoreboard, firing the ball downfield.
He's going to let this go for the end zone. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
The kick by Marr is good. And they'll get back 3, but this remains a large deficit. Well, it's a Pyrrhic victory at best, but, Charles, no team wants to get shut out, so it's hard to blame them for taking the 3 there.
You can't blame them one bit. It hasn't been the best performance, that's for darn sure. But there is something to be said for fighting to avoid the goose egg. And they're at least trying to finish out strong.
And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. The Cardinal offense now making their way back out onto the field. And it is starting to appear, thankfully for them, that this is the week they're going to put it all together and end that long losing streak. They're not home yet, but in control in the 4th quarter. A running play on 1st down will get 4 up to the 29.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from...
And now off to the races, down the right side, inside the 20, and all the way down to the 5. 169 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. From the gun, Murray. Touchdown, Cardinals. Zach Ertz, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Cardinals look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. Prater for the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards. And we're going to look at Cooper Kupp as the Rams offense gets ready to take over possession.
And I know that they've double-teamed him a couple times, but not a ton. Whatever they're doing isn't working. He's up over 100 yards. We'll see how they adjust.
And when they do that, they weaken their defense in other places as well. And how many times have we done games where we've seen a guy have a big game like this? But it's usually not by himself, is it? Right. Usually it opens it up for other people to have big games as well.
Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration, the body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
On 2nd and 10, Stafford going up top for Kupp. And a penalty flag comes in as that one winds up incomplete, but the contact is going to move the ball well downfield.
Well, obviously, they never want to see penalties on that defense, but this one a little bit more significant there on the downfield pass play.
And coaches preach it all the time. You can't put yourself in that kind of position if you're the defender. You've got to stay in a spot far downfield where you can play the ball without creating extra contact.
Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete.
They geared up and took the deep shot downfield, but it turned out it wasn't one-on-one coverage. Extra defenders in the area, and that one winds up incomplete.
2nd and 10, Stafford again.
Going to be taken in here by Nakua.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man.
Well, CD, they just haven't had a whole lot to cheer about or really grasp onto in this game. They've been dominated, but at least they get a late touchdown here, something positive to put on film for tomorrow's session.
Yeah, they're still trying to execute, trying to get some positives on their board and ledger sheet and keep this from being a total loss. Give them credit. They're going down fighting.
And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it.
Here's the Arizona offense now as they get set to take over.
This has really just been a lopsided affair. What a performance they put on, and now they get the football back here with a big lead in the 4th quarter. You know, in the past, we might be discussing dinner plans, talking about steak and sushi, whatever the case is, CD. This ball game is pretty much well in the books.
Yeah, we really could have started bringing up dinner a long time ago if we wanted to, partner. And I think a few of the guys out in the field already making plans for the evening.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Again, a run with Conner. And he'll work his way across the 30 to the 32.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Cardinals, they've got the football here as we get you reset.
Here's 3rd and 3.
And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. They'll try and run for it with Conner. And he's not even going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Tough sledding. They lose a yard there on 3rd. Here comes the Cardinals punter now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. Fielded at the 20. And 9 yards there on the return following a punt of 47.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Now the Rams offense getting the football back. Now this game went off the rails early for them and never really got back on track. And these fans, they were expecting to be on the other side of the scoreboard. But that is not the case as we play on here in this 4th quarter. Meanwhile, Stafford's throw pulled in by Jefferson.
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that'll give him a short yardage situation here for 2nd down. They'll fake it. Now Stafford.
A throw left sideline falls incomplete.
Well, it just seems like all game long there hasn't been a lot of sync quarterback to wide receiver on this side of the football.
They haven't been on the same page, quarterback and receivers. Heck, they haven't been on the same grease board when you draw plays up. They haven't been on the same Surface tablet that you look at on the sidelines. Nothing's worked for them. They've got to find a way to start matching each other's movements.
And now it appears that the referee's been buzzed, and we'll get a review. And this being inside 2 minutes of play, everything coming from up.
After review of the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So the officials and the folks in New York got a second look at this one, and the call is going to be overturned.
On first down, Stafford here. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete.
Well, these guys are not going to go out with their tails between their legs. They're going to keep taking their shots until the clock's at 000. But that one, like a lot of others, winds up incomplete.
On second down, here's Stafford. He's going to let it fly. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be third down.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains.
Going up top for Kupp. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up fourth down. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play.
No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now.
Desperation time for Stafford on fourth down. Going up top for Kupp. And this is caught. And did he get in? No. Down at the 1 yard line. The Rams going to be forced to use their third and final timeout as they stop it with 14 seconds to go in the game. After the big play, a chance to finish now on first and goal. Throwing is Stafford. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game.
And that is caught. Well, they're going to see this one to the end. They get a score, but pretty much an exercise in futility right now. Still down big.
Marr now to add the extra point.
And the lead drops from 34 to 27. So that drive consumes 9 plays all told.
And it was all capped off by the Van Jefferson touchdown reception. And a touchback as Dortch elects not to return it. To a knee goes Murray, and that should just about do it. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Cards, it's a much-needed victory as it gets them back to 2-4 on